Okay, we've got some more photos of some past pics, and these were bought in the early 90s from Arctic Beverages. He was basically winding down operations, and I purchased some new old stock signs that he had and bought these, or some of these. There's another photo in here of some other items I bought from there as well, but these were some of them. And this is a British Consul's cigarette sign. You can see it basically would twist and make gobbledygook, and then would twist back into a sign saying British Consuls. So it was a really cool electric sign. And these were some die-cast Japanese toys I had picked up from one estate. And that's not mine. I didn't pick this particular piece, but still cool nonetheless. It was a mini toys tank or transport truck. And these were some Shuko, I think they were Shuko, Miriako, or another model of car and truck that would follow that wire track. This is another view of those same Japanese die casts, as well as I think there were real types die cast cars. They were basically competitors with Dinky Toys, and then a wind up train set there. And this, again, early 90s. Got a neat friction tank there, wind-up tank. Little girl on a tricycle, again with original boxes. I think a locomotive of some kind. A wind-up duck. Then some corgis and dinkies. And a Merry Thought Pumpkinhead teddy bear. New old stock as well, brand new. And this was a porcelain sign, a Fairbanks Morse scale sign that I purchased and sold for what I paid for it in the end, because I needed grocery money. And the dealer that I was wholesaling to at the time wasn't exactly paying me properly, but no more comment on that one. And Prestone Ever Ready sign, tin litho, probably 20s, I would guess, 20s, 30s. Kind of a neat sign. And this was the lot I ended up buying from Arctic Beverages in the early 90s. You can see there was two Snow White palm presses, or door pushes basically. They were kind of like door handles. Got a couple of them. One really nice one, and the rest had some wear on them. Again, there was a stack of those Nesbitt signs, couple double cola push bars, 2 different lengths, and a couple double cola thermometers as well. They were mint in box. So yeah, that was a cool pick, and as well as some cardboard Snow Whites as well. And yeah, some really cool stuff. There's a Coca-Cola die cut. And, of course, Red Indian tins. I picked an attic that had a case of these in the attic, and they had used them for patching holes. They had flattened a lot of them, so that building still had little pieces of Red Indian tins all throughout it, but unfortunately I couldn't remove them. But I did get some cans, so that was cool. That's one of those rare finds that you don't get that often. And this was Olympic Park, I think, was the sale in Calgary. There's a Fairbanks Morse scale sign, Bighorn coal. I got a stack of those. I got a stack of the squirt signs from a dealer out of, he was out of Thunder Bay. He was going across country. He had signs and all kinds of bottles and Nesbitt signs from a find there, and was wholesaling them across the country. Neat Guinea Gold porcelain, Melrose Coffee, trolley car sign. I had a stack of those. I had a stack of the Sunburn, Noxzema signs. So I had some neat stuff then too. There was a Gob's ice cream sign, as you can see back here. That was a kind of a cool sign too. And a couple Nesbitts, not Nesbitts, Suncrest aluminum. These were kind of cool. They were self-framed aluminum. They were kind of a cool sign. This was from a find I made of in Beausejour, Manitoba, in an attic or building that I got several dozen or 3 or 4 dozen of these honey tins, and used to sell them for $4 or $5 is all I ever sold them for, and wholesaled them for about $2. But now I think they're getting probably 15 or 20, something like that. Anyway, and some Coca-Cola stuff. This is pretty early on. This is probably when I was about 18 when I picked this stuff. I'm not sure where I picked it from. But yeah, that was before before I had the store and everything as well. So that was one of my big finds there. This was found in Virden, Manitoba from a pharmacy. I got a carload of neat advertising from there. And this used to sit on a wall of Kleenex boxes. Little Lulu. Here's a rough sportsman sign that I had picked really early on as well. There's that Mary Thought teddy bear. It was a 10-inch sign, or 10-inch bear. Here's some advertising money boxes, or advertising banks, figural banks. They were hot at one time. And here's a little Lulu costume as well, sitting on a 60s toy truck, kind of a wooden truck. See a Gretzky sign back there, and cold remedy sign. This is probably this was my Portage location as well, just before I moved, I think, or else possibly the Corden location, I'm not sure. But as you can see, various signs and stuff I had some cool ones there. Rin Tin Tin lamp as well. So here's the wall of one of my shops. I think this was Portage still, and you can see a variety of signs. Nesbitt's Uptown, the two-way. They were part of a larger buy of signs from another dealer out of Thunder Bay, who had acquired a large quantity of signs from a barn where there was stuff put into storage from a closed down bottler, and he was selling them across the country. I acquired some. And let's see, I got a stack of these prevent fire signs from an estate sale. Picked this one as well from the country, I believe. And assorted signs, of course, from various sources. This one and this one came from a home in St. James, and a garage that was later torn down, and a whole bunch of signs came out from there, but they all had a portion cut off of them. And I had seen them before, and I had removed the 2 complete ones. The rest of them, like I said, had been cut, and at the time, being the early 90s, nobody wanted them because they were cut. so we just left them there. They just didn't have any value. Anyway, yeah, so I picked up the good ones, but eventually the other ones did come out. And here's another view in one of my stores, that's Portage Avenue. And I was constantly rearranging signs. Every time I sold signs, I would fill up the hole or move them around, or if I got signs, obviously I was moving them around and putting them into place. This is kind of a cool one, a 7-Up 70s in sign, and there's a flower farine sign from Ogilvy Flour Mills, I believe. So yeah, some cool signs there. And a BA, I don't know if you can see it, a bulk BA bulk station sign, and I had it forever. I moved in and out of my store every day upon opening and closing. Had it forever. Just nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted big signs at that time. Yeah, I don't know, but now they sell like hotcakes. Anyway. Oh, here's my Corridon Avenue location. There it is with the neon sign and everything up. Some of my picking vehicles. This was the one car I picked tons of stuff in a Chevette. And another was a van later on. I've got photos of, or a video on my picking mobiles if you want to check it out. Go looking for it. Here's a Nesbitt's sign that I had picked. It was quite a large one. If you could just get it to focus. Anyway, there we go. So, BA cooler, that was bought early on in my career. Hot fresh nuts machine. There was a few of these found locally in Winnipeg. I think 4 of them or something came out, and I ended up picking up the 4th one that was found when I was at a flea market, St. Vital flea market. I think I paid $75 and then restored it, basically cleaned it, polished it, and got it working and everything. And beautiful old machine, really cool, neat machine. All cast aluminum and polished up beautifully. Another lot. This, I don't know whether, no, not this Pepsi sign, it was another one. But anyway, Pepsi sign I had picked, and some trays. A Quaker flower sign, picked I think in Beausejour, Manitoba. Coca-Cola cooler. This was a scarce chalkboard I picked from an estate. It was just an estate sale I went to. I was in the basement and happened to look up into the rafters, and there was this sign staring back at me after other dealers had been through. But yeah, I picked that up. And there's a, you probably saw in an earlier video, I showed you a photo of this very sign. It was painted over green, but that's the sign itself after I had it stripped, or after I stripped it. And there was an Alka-Seltzer dispenser there in the background as well. I don't know if you can see it. And RCA Victor radio clock. When I found it, it was covered up with cardboard pieces glued over the advertising in an old florist's shop. But picked that out of Transcona, Manitoba. 76 credit card sign. It was just screen painted tin. And a very scarce Red Indian sign. I picked this out of the very plant, their old refinery in Winnipeg. There was nothing left in the refinery except this sign. Everything else had been stripped wall to wall, completely bare. But this sign was upside down, stapled to a wall with, I think, the weight or something that the floor could hold, something like that. But yeah, picked it up. Kind of a cool piece. And when Texaco withdrew from Canada, or was bought out or whatever by Petro-Canada, I'm not sure how all that went down, the local bulk station closed, and my father obtained the signs off of it, including the small 6-foot and a 12-foot. And those are them there. And these were some Texaco signs I had picked. Also, I think also from that same Texaco bulk station in Virden. They're cool. These are an early find from the early 90s, maybe even late 80s. I had picked these up. Dr. S.N.E. Thomas from Virden. So if you ever find any of those kicking around, they're quite possibly in that kind of condition. They were quite possibly for me. Most of them had holes nailed or punched through the top with nails. I assume he was keeping bees or something in them. Another shot of my wall there of all kinds of signs and such. And we've got a Coke sign. I think I got that one out of a Chinese restaurant years ago. Not positive, but Coke machine. These coolers were really a tough sell way back when. They're getting easier to sell now, but at the time it was difficult. I had a hard time moving that one, but did eventually sell it. And some nice Pepsi sign. I had a couple of these. The Union Trust. They sold, or the one sold fairly quickly, and I had the one in my collection for quite some time. Please place empties here. Really nice Pepsi. You'll see a nice Uptown there. And you'll see in the corner is an Upton's Pure Orange Marmalade, which I had gotten 3 from a ceiling of a closet in the Cremette factory in Winnipeg. So it was a pasta factory. But I'm not sure what it was before that, but it had 3 of these nailed to the ceiling of this little tiny closet, which I think it was protecting the ceiling from pipes or something to that effect. Anyway, and the Butler, as you can see there, kids drum set, and another shot in the store. Had quite a few of these. And you can see a nice grain painted trunk there. Nice floral rug. Several other pieces. And various toys and such. There's a neat Disney Jeep. Davy Crockett cookie jar. Fiestaware jug. And you'll see quite a bit of just bric-a-brac on the bottom there. Oh, this was a duplicate. And these Colonel Sanders portraits, I got, I forget how many, 6 or 7 or 8, something like that, from a restaurant supply house who had bought, I guess, a Champs location or something, which was a KFC franchise, and ended up with a bunch of Colonel Sanders portraits. So if you needed one, I was the guy to get one from. Another Butler, and I've currently got one of these, but this was in my Portage store, but yeah, it took a while to sell them, but I did sell all these. They were a double-sided paper poster for Libby's. We've got nice barbershop neon, barbershop porcelain sign, Falstaff sign there, and beauty salon, beauty shop sign. And various tins, bottles, and containers of all kinds. I tended to get into a lot of drugstores and ended up with a lot of drug bottles and that sort of thing. So we've got quite a few neat bottles and tins and such. Just a nice little primitive cabinet. Very simple, but very sellable. Various primitives and such on the wall there, including a skull, horse skull. And Highcroft. I ended up buying a ton of Highcroft from Hat Hardware in Medicine Hat. The fellow had bought out the Highcroft warehouse and had a bunch of calico and such, which I bought lots of. I bought quite a bit from him, or from that store, and it was all new old stock. So that was cool to get all that. It's my neon sign on the Corridon store. There it is again. Just some Nancy McCall cutout dolls from McCall's magazine. Hawaii Pan Am flight bag. 3D scenic moonscape model kit. Some of these photos I took for eBay when pre-digital cameras. At Johnny Express truck. They had Johnny Express and Johnny this and that type toys, and that was one of that series. Dalmatians. I got several of these from I think it was Eaton's when they shut down, from one of their promotions. Whoop. There's a Gunslick Patches display. Another worsted suits. I got, like I said, a big stack of these and two other styles. These were the same ones that appeared in Cold Blood, the movie, and you'll see a listing or a video for it in my videos as well. I got a bunch of these out of Ontario from that dealer who was going across country. But yeah, some neat cardboards. Not sure if these were mine or not. Or, yeah, I think they were actually. But probably Nylint or one of those companies, I'm not sure. Air Canada bag. Pepsi signs. You can see they were ones I had walked into the store one day. This is a mall show scene, Polo Park, when I had set up there in the, it was the late 90s, I guess, when I'd set up in there. And this is a flea market booth set up in St. Vital, so that'd be early 1990s. You can see the big change that I made in quality and type of stuff. And this is an early 90s one as well, before I had the store, I think, even, or shortly after I got the store. Cowan's chocolate display and such, that came out of Westburn, Manitoba. Aerial view of tables at Polo Park. There as well. Another aerial view, and I was sharing space with some other dealers as well. Forget the names at the moment. The name of the store. Den of Antiquity, I think it was. No, not Den of Antiquity. Oh, shoot. Can't remember now. Anyway, on we go. Got this clock from a florist shop. It's a neat RCA Victor. There we go. radio clock.